Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Monday Night Football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see the Minnesota Vikings, led by their new quarterback Kirk Cousins, take on Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. I'll be back at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from Sunday's action. But for now, it's Monday Night Football. And to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. It's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes that actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by their big offseason signing from Michigan State in his 7th year. It's the veteran Kirk Cousins.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. On 3rd down, Cousins. And he fires one that's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. Here's Rashad Penny, first carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again, go play action, hit them over the top.
Leaves it for Penny. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. it's Penny. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Come on, let's go.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up a screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
On 3rd down, Penny. And he'll take this one down near the 15. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call. And they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
Now it's Wilson being chased out left. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Well, certainly not how they drew it up. A 4th down gamble turns into a 4th down scramble. But all is well. 1st down.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
One quarter down here on a frigid December night. 0-0 our score. We'll be back to Seattle right after this. Alongside my broadcast partner Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a 1st down. They'll try and run forward with Penny. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Rashad Penny, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he will get in to make it 8-0. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them. But he identified an open target and put it right on him.
Out to kick is Janikowski. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Minnesota. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, it totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
Cousins on 1st down. And this is going to be incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage.
Well, Brandon, all receivers are trying to make sure that the defender thinks they're going to the middle of the field when they're running the out cut. On that play, didn't get it done very well because that one was batted down.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
But no second guessing the call here. It was third and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
So on fourth down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Returnable for Lockett. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, and it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
1:58 to go in this first half of play. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. 3rd and 2. Now Wilson finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did. Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
On 2nd down, Wilson sliding out of the pocket. It's caught right side, Dixon. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
That looked like a common mistake made by the defense. Sometimes there's confusion, right? They're in zone, so you got to make sure your zones are taken care of.
That's caught inside the 20. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. A gain of 39 that time. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And Hallen Sink was the quarterback in his center on that play. They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
Wilson going to lead his guys up 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. This will be caught just inside the 10. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Wilson will throw again. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. Hard throw, incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Here's Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Will Dissly, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
It's not a great revelation to say that it's going to take a lot to replace what Jimmy Graham gave this club from the tight end position, especially in the red zone. But that had to be an encouraging sight for Russell Wilson right there, as he finds one of his replacements for the touchdown.
Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. To throw again is Wilson. And the conversion good. He's got it. So the lead swells to 16-0. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
And now out comes Minnesota. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it? It
certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And Rudolph has it left side. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Cousins now from the 50. Throw left side complete. It's right. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. They go play action here on 1st down. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front, as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much.
Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the 2nd half is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they? Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
A handoff to Penny. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now Wilson on second down. Steps away to his left. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. Thomas the intended target. And it'll bring up third down.
Well, they're slinging it. And then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. Here's Wilson. Forced out to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Carson. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And when he started rolling left there as a right-handed quarterback, I thought, boy, this third down play is going nowhere, but credit to him, able to pick up the first.
And all you righties who are watching the game at home, get out of your chair, get off the couch, move to your left, and then rifle one. You may leave a hole in the wall, which you'll have to explain later, but you'll see how difficult that throw actually was.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Again, Wilson. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
I'd have to say they're feeling like they are in rhythm right now. Things are in sync, aren't they? Team's winning, got a nice little margin on the scoreboard, completing some passes, and they just completed another one for a first down there to the tight end.
Wilson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. On first down, Wilson. They'll roll him out right. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Throwing again here, Wilson. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Julius Thomas, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Familiar hands-on knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky there. It worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
Out to kick is This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Cousins now on second down. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. Cousins to his tight end Rudolph for a Viking first down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. First down, here's Cousins. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's right. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. They're giving those short little routes. Tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. They'll throw again. Cousins. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. And now running right through it. Good blocking there, and nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They have that feeling that has to be the best. You just go out in complete control of this game here for hopefully one final possession.
And it's a culmination of preparation that began with something along the lines from the head coach of, we're going to win this weekend, and here's how we're going to get it done. And covered all the details that went into it. They practiced them. They went over them. They tweaked the game plan as the week went on. And to find it all coming together and see it finish this way,
makes them happy.
Oh, that's satisfying for them.
Yeah, they were very, very good. Now the last stages of this one.
Move the team. Bring it. Bring it.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. The Seahawks on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
4 down, 4 down. Right, Booker team. Under 10, under 10, 10. 36 power. Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I know he ain't got it.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5.
Still 3rd down.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee. Now here's Michael Dixon. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. So Charles are able to complete what so often seems to be elusive, a shutout in the NFL. And maybe what's fitting is they ended the game on the field, that defensive unit on the field. What an exclamation mark.
And probably felt like they could go another 60 minutes without anyone putting points on the board against them. That's the confidence you gain throughout when you're pitching a shutout. And they're going to leave the stadium feeling like they're all 10 feet tall.
So for the Seahawks, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, it's unfortunately more of the same as they'll fall to 3-10 on the year. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins.